Welcome to Friendly Math 101. Today our lesson is on writing linear equations in standard form. This is part 2 of 2 videos. Today our focus will be on writing standard form equations from graphs as well as from 2 points. So here we have an example where all we're given are 2 points. I've written standard form in the top right corner just so we have a reminder of what our answer needs to look like. If we're given 2 points, the first step is to find the slope between these 2 points. The slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to label the coordinates, x1, y1, x2, y2, and we just substitute these values into the formula. So y2 minus y1, that's 19 minus negative 5 over 1 minus negative 3. Change the minus and negative to plus. 19 plus 5 is 24, 1 plus 3 is 4, and our slope can be reduced to 6. So now we have slope, but we don't have anything else aside from points. So we have to start with point slope form and then convert that to standard form. It doesn't matter which point we choose, I'm just going to choose the first point. So y minus a negative 5 equals 6 times x minus a negative 3. Let's go ahead and change those minus and negative to plus signs. And this is our equation in point slope form, but we have to convert it, so we're going to distribute, and we get y plus 5 is equal to 6x plus 18. We need to move our constants to the right-hand side, so we're going to apply inverse operations. The zero's out, we get y equals 6x plus 13. This equation is now in slope-intercept form. Let's bring this up here so we have a little bit more room. What we have to do at this point is move our x term to the left-hand side like it is in standard form. So again, applying inverse operations, I'm going to subtract 6x because it was a positive 6x. And now the only issue we have is that our a value is negative. So to get rid of that negative, we're going to multiply the entire equation by negative 1. Remember, we have to multiply that negative 1 to every term in our equation. So this becomes 6x minus y, or you could write 1y, equals negative 13. And this is our equation written in standard form. Let's take a look at another example. Again, we're given 2 points, and so the first thing we're going to do is label our points to find the slope. So here's x1, y1, x2, y2. And y2 minus y1, that's going to be 4 minus 2 over x2 minus x1 is 0 minus a negative 6. We're going to change that to plus. 4 minus 2 is 2. 0 plus 6 is 6. And our slope can be reduced to 1/3. Again, since we only have slope and points, we have to start off with point slope form. So it doesn't matter which point you choose. I'm just going to choose the first one. We get y minus 2 equals 1/3 times x minus a negative 6. Change that to plus because minus a negative. And now we have to convert this to standard form. So again, we're going to distribute. Here when we distribute, we get 1/3 x plus 2. We're going to move the constants to the right-hand side. So add 2, add 2. We get y equals 1/3 x plus 4. Let's go ahead and move this up to the top so we have a little bit more room. This equation is currently written in standard form, or I'm sorry, slope-intercept form. So in order to convert this to standard, we need to move the x term to the left-hand side by applying inverse operations. Here we're going to subtract, and we get negative 1/3 x plus y equals 4. And now we have 2 issues with our equation. Our a value is negative, and we also have a fraction. So we're going to undo both of those by multiplying the entire equation by negative 3. The negative will cancel out the negative, and the 3 will cancel out that fraction. So our answer would be 1x minus 3y equals negative 12. Remember, we have to distribute that number to every term in our equation. Let's take a look at writing standard form from a graph. So here we have a graph, and when we look at this graph, we could determine two things right away. We could determine the slope and the y-intercept. To find the slope, we need to identify 2 points on our graph. So let's just choose these 2 points. And we have to calculate the difference in y over the difference in x. So that's the rise over the run. We have to go down 2 to the right one, so that's -2 and +1. That could be reduced to -2. And our y-intercept is wherever our graph crosses the y-axis, so that point is at -1. If we have slope and y-intercept, we could start off with slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So we have y equals -2x minus 1. We just substituted m for m and b for b in slope-intercept form. Converting slope-intercept form to standard form, we have to move our x term to the left-hand side by applying inverse operations. So since it's a -2, we're going to add 2x. We get 2x plus y is equal to -1. Our equation does not have any fractions or decimals, and the a value is positive, so we're good to go. This is our equation of that graph written in standard form. Let's try one more example. Again, if we're given a graph, the first thing we're going to do is identify our slope and our y-intercept. So let's choose 2 points on our graph to calculate our slope. We're finding the difference in y values over the difference in x values. So we had to go up 2 for y values and to the right 3. This is our rise over run. Our y-intercept is at +2, that's where it crosses the y-axis, and we're going to start off with slope-intercept form, so that's y equals mx plus b. Converting this to standard form, we need to move that x term over to the left-hand side by applying inverse operations. So since it's positive, we're going to subtract 2/3 x on both sides. And we get -2/3 x plus y is equal to 2. So now we have two issues. Our a value is negative, and we also have a fraction. And so we're going to get rid of both of those things by multiplying the entire equation by a negative denominator, whatever our denominator is. So the negative cancels out the negative, and multiplying by 3 will cancel out the fraction. We just have to make sure we remember to multiply that number throughout the entire equation to every term. So we get 2x minus 3y is equal to -6. And that's our equation written in standard form. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those questions in the comments section below. And for more math tutorials, subscribe to our channel, Friendly Math 101.